Hello friends, and welcome back to my crafty space. My name is Crystal, and in today's video, I am going to be putting together my next two projects using the Progress Story Kit from Ali Edwards for storykitcrush. So for today's projects, I am going to be working inside of my pocket page notebook to do a little bit of a spread that is geared towards me. This is my album where I do a lot of self-reflective journaling, and I'm also going to be building in a shaker pocket as well. So this is where we'll be working. There's a clear plastic pocket that goes in between the two white pages. So that is going to be really fun to work with for today. So that is my first spread, and the theme is all about staying in your own lane, like paying attention and measuring your own success, not compared to others. And then the other spread that I'm working on today is about starting a new workout regimen. And this one's going to come together fairly quickly. This will just go inside of my family album. And I also pulled out my list story stamp because it has some check marks on it that I want to use on this 30-day tracker. So that is what we're going to be working on today. I am going to go ahead and put you on fast forward while I get both of these projects put together. And then once everything is done, we will slow back down and close out for today. So let's go ahead and jump in. So we're going to start today by working on this forward movement project here on the right. And so what I'm going to do first is take this journaling card that has the heart in it that says forward movement. And I actually want to cut that heart out into a sort of embellishment here that I'm going to place on the photo of me on my yoga mat. So this story is really all about starting a new workout regimen. And one of the things I will mention is that when I am checking off the 30-day challenge here, because I will, I'm going to grab out my stamps here, which I am using the list story stamp. That is the one that came with a bunch of check marks on it. And I'm just going to grab one that works out size-wise very nicely in the circle. And I'm using my Scrapbook.com premium black dye ink to stamp those check marks. Now I am going to stamp all the way up to day 9. What I decided to do for this journaling card is instead of using it to document 1 month of time, so 30 days equals 1 month, and like how many days out of that 1 month do I work out? Instead, I'm using it as almost a challenge to work out for 30 days. So I am going to check off each of the numbers until I get all the way up to 30 to signify that I have at this point worked out for 30 days, maybe not in a row, but for 30 days. And I feel like that makes this spread a little bit more encouraging to me instead of like, oh man, I have to make this into a daily habit. It doesn't. So if this is a card that you struggle with here, maybe that is a way to think about it for you too, that like you are working towards doing something for 30 days, whether or not those are in a row. So I went ahead and did that, grabbed over some of those puffy stickers and added the words 30-day challenge into the spot at the bottom that had some area for journaling or for a title, and then pretty much called that one done. That one was super quick and easy. Now this next spread is going to go inside of my pocket page notebook, which I get from the Stamp Spot, which is from Australia. It's an Australian company. And the first thing I wanted to do was take this sentiment that says, don't measure your progress using someone else's ruler. I wanted to create an embellishment out of that as well. So I grabbed my 3-inch circle punch from Fiskars, which Fiskars has the best punches. Like I need to invest in the other circle sizes from Fiskars for sure, because I definitely recommend those above all of the other cheaper ones that you can get from your local craft store, because mine don't work super great. So I punched that out and added it onto my photo here. So now it's kind of like almost in the crook of my arm as I am holding my coffee, which you'll see here when I get it turned around. And then to add it into my notebook, I put some score tape around the outside edges. I'm using a 1/4 inch score tape. And I'm also going to grab over my project planning sheet there because I was having a hard time seeing where the edge of my notebook paper was. So this helped me to see where the edge was so I could put it right against it and then press the whole thing down. And that is my photo. Next, I am going to work on my shaker pocket. So I haven't done one of these in a while, and I just felt like this was the time. So I grabbed out a few different sequins in different colors that just went along with the colors of this kit. I am using some red sequins there. I'm also going to grab out some white ones. I believe these are all the same size, that like medium sequin size. These ones have almost an iridescent glow to them, and they're really pretty. And then I'm going to go for my stars and then realize I opened it up the wrong way. Boo. So I have to put everything back. I'm going to go ahead and get the stars out first, and then I'll just clean up all the rest of this once I'm ready to put all those sequins back away. So here we go. We'll get this all cleaned up and cleared out. That was so silly. I can't believe I did that. Then I need to go ahead and fuse this thing shut. So off to the left-hand side, you can't see it right now, I have had my fuse tool heating up, and I do recommend letting it heat up for a while before you use it so that it is hot enough to melt the plastic that you are fusing together. Especially with these pocket page notebooks, the plastic on them is a little bit thicker than, say, like a regular pocket page protector. So I do have to do it a couple times. Now, this was silly of me. I don't know why I do know why. So I originally thought, okay, I'm going to fuse it in this awkward angle on the journaling side of my page, because I was worried that the heat would reach down to my photo and would do something to my photo, like ruin it under there. And then it was impossible to do. Impossible. So I just grabbed a stack of white copy paper. This is my trick, what I use for fusing on top of, and put that on top of my photo instead and fused it shut. I felt it to be like, oh gosh, did I ruin something? And no, it was totally fine. Everything was totally fine, and the pocket was fused. So from here, the next thing I wanted to do was add this tag on the outside. I just want it to tie and kind of dangle off the outside of the pocket page. So I grabbed over my long reach crocodile here, and I am going to punch out 2 holes. So essentially what I'm going to do is string 2 strings from the back side of this pocket through to the front, and then I will put both strings through the hole of the tag and then tie it into a bow in order to keep it held onto the pocket page, which you'll see here in just a second. So the long reach piece here allowed me to reach far into the pocket in order to add my holes in there. I'm surprised with how often I use this thing, the long reach one. At first, I think I got that one before I got the small one, and I was like, this thing is so big, and like, I think I just want the hand one. So I got the hand one, which I also use a lot too, but the hand one doesn't reach very far at all. So the long reach is really nice for doing projects like this. So here's where I'm grabbing my twine. You can see I strung both pieces through the back to the front. And then I'm going to put both strands from the back of the tag through to the front of the tag. I'm sorry about my head that keeps appearing. It's just sometimes hard to see, so my head gets in the way. So then once I've got both pieces sticking out here, I will go ahead and tie it into a bow, and then I will trim off any excess of the strings that I want to, or just let them dangle. I can't remember if I actually trim any of it off. But I think it looks really cute when you get that tag hanging on the outside. And the nice thing about putting it on the outside versus putting it on the inside is that the sequins don't obstruct your view from reading what the little tag says. And all that tag says is, I think I like who I am becoming, which I think is a super cute sentiment, especially for this spread here. Next, I'm going to create a pattern paper that is going to go on the left-hand side of my spread. I grabbed the One Step at a Time stamp sentiment from the Progress Story stamp, and I'm also using Otter Rock Crafters ink from Ali Edwards. I really like how sometimes those inks give off, like when you stamp them, they're not always super bold, or I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like they don't always have the same tones across the entire stamp. So it has almost a distressed look to it, and I love that about it. So that is my background piece. Then I grabbed my card that I had pre-printed my journaling on, and I put it onto the background, and it just kind of blended in. I didn't like it. So awesome that I got to use the remaining bits of that red card from earlier. I am so glad, number one, that I had a reason to use it, and number two, that I even had it to use in the first place, because I knew that I was going to need something to go behind it to help it stand out. So I'm really glad about that. So that really helped on the journaling card there. And then I'm just going to stick down this chipboard piece and then the 2 cardstock stickers as well, in order to give the bottom a little bit of interest as well. So we've got the red goes on like 3 of the 4 sides. Here, I think it looks pretty cool. Then I'm going to add that score tape onto the back of this paper as well. And we're going to do the same thing as before, where we'll line it up with the edge of the page and then stick it down on top of, of the Traveler's Notebook page. Now you can see that this Traveler's Notebook or Pocket Page Notebook is getting super thick. I actually really like it. This thickness, I think that makes it really fun to look at. But some of my pages are starting to come undone. So once I get the last spread done here, I will go ahead and stitch together this entire thing, and I will probably make a new cover for it. That's just something a little bit more interesting than white. But we'll cross that bridge once we get there, once I get the rest of this album all filled out. All right, friends, so that finishes our spreads for today. We have the one over here in the Traveler's Notebook or Pocket Page Notebook, which I think turned out really awesome. And then the one that will go inside of the Pocket Page Protectors inside of our family story album. So I am definitely very happy with both of these. I hope that you enjoyed the process of seeing these pages come together. If you did, I would love a thumbs up down below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can see all of the content I have coming your way. I am going to be back again next week on Friday with my next couple of spreads here with the Progress Story Kit. But in the meantime, I also have some additional story projects and some Project Life spreads coming as well. So keep an eye out for those. Until next time, I hope that you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye now.